Can everybody hear me? Nope. Hello. Everybody out there? Mic's on. We're rocking. It's Tighten Up Tuesday. It's Chris Denman in St. Louis. Live from Midcoast Media. Happy New Year, everybody. B is dancing into your hearts and minds live from Philadelphia. It's Tighten Up Tuesday, the only comedy and DIY podcast that your grandparents warned you about. That's right. On the Two Funny Mamas channel. B, you're looking good. Dancing with him. I feel like there's going to be a lot of CashApp dances tonight. I feel like everybody's excited to be here.
I do too. Everybody's always excited to be here.
Happy New Year, B. 2023. They said it couldn't be done.
I don't even know how to act. I just realized I'm going into, this is the second year of Tighten Up Tuesday.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yes. That is love right there, Chris. From 8 weeks to 68 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
God is good all the time. And then the next line, Chris, is
won't he do it?
Yeah, but
there it is. Our improv needs work in 2023.
We gotta get that timing together in 2023.
Yeah, that's on me.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It's exciting. Everybody's jumping in. It's been weird. It's been a weird couple weeks. Didn't get to see you. Thought we'd see you in person, but your show got rescheduled. We'll talk about that more, I'm sure. But I'm happy to be here. Got great fans. You got some great smoke going. Andy's engineering in the house, so it's gonna be a good time.
My shirt on. Shout out to Andy in the house. Shout out to Grace who left us, but I'm sure we will be seeing her at some point.
She'll be at your show.
There you go, Thursday, January 19th. Always a shout out to Lauren for my lovely dope music with all the mechanical sounds. And of course, shout out to Daphne.
Sounds of Noel, yeah.
I think Daphne doesn't know, but I'm like been having all these crazy dreams and getting up at night, stressing out over Daphne stuff.
Oh, for real?
Well, you know what it is? It's not that I'm stressing out. It's like when I'm preparing for flips and I'm always thinking when I get creative, like in the middle of the night, I'll jump up and write shit down or I'll start drawing something. Or I'll be like, oh, let me put that in my phone before I forget.
Right.
So, yeah, because it's like every time when you start working on something and you keep looking at it, then you start thinking of other stuff. So it's like this whole plan that I had for her, I have to revisit because it's not going to work. So that's what I'm going to talk about, as we get into the show. But yeah, because I just realized in terms of doing Daphne's flip, this is the first time I'm actually working in a home with children and like a family. Oh, yeah. Right? Because the other one
can't have all those installed roach clips into the
exactly hanging from the wall.
Right. Oh, dang. Sorry.
Yeah. So I have to think in terms of like durability, sustainability.
Yeah.
Just in terms of her having, children. Well, they're not children. They're like teenagers.
But kids.
Family. Yeah. Exactly. And this, in terms of like the traction in and out of that particular room, they all share it. So it's like I have to make it a space where kids would want to be in there. And Daphne still wants to entertain in there. She still has a separate space, for her office. So it's a lot. But once my mind starts clicking,
you're on it.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm on it. Got it. So,
absolutely.
That's where I'm at. That's why I'm tired.
Since Daphne looks out for you, she helps you out and everything. If you all do want to donate to that flip
please.
And contribute, just send it to B-Phlat's Cash App, which is $BPhlat.
Please donate to Daphne flip. I'll get to that.
And just mark it in the notes. Yeah, we'll talk about it more, but just mark it in the notes.
One person donate. And I totally get it because I'm thinking like Christmas, New Year's Eve parties, people still coming off of Thanksgiving and getting things, situated from that. So it was like 3 holidays back to back. Believe me, we're totally grateful for everything that has come in thus far. But I was like, we didn't get a lot towards Daphne's flip last week, but it's all good because I know that everybody that is, even if they're not giving, financially, people are giving in their heart, in their spirit. They're rooting for the project. And I know people are making things for the project. People are volunteering for the project, or at least want to. So I know I have some extra help. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to talk about that later because we possibly have a date. We set a date. Daphne's checking and making sure it's straight, but
there you go.
I want to get it on for that. You got it. Quick shout out to Irina Cherkaskaya. I said it right. I know I said it right. I practiced it. To 3 glasses of wine.
Oh, wow. What a kind heart.
Look at that. These are my favorites. The Snoop. I think it's called 19 Crimes.
Yeah.
It's a red blend. It is so good. So the funny thing is, when I first got my first bottle of it, this is my first bottle. I've kept it because it was my inspiration for me to have my own bottle.
Hello.
So I made my own. This is my vision on my vision board. So it's funny because both of these sit in front of me behind this computer.
Very nice.
So you see, it says "Flat Out Funny." That's my wine stopper.
Proud of you. Great work.
Yeah. So you can. Red wine has to go on its side. Remember, white wine stands up. So that's why I make my wine stoppers like that. But yeah, this is my inspiration for my own bottles. So thank you, Irina. I am enjoying a glass right now, courtesy of you.
Beautiful. Very kind of Irina as she looks out for everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year's to me and Dennis. I appreciate it.
Quick shout out while we're talking. MM's in the chat. Irina's in the chat. Denjax.
Shout out to
Kayyi. Kai, maybe. Shauna. Eudoro is in the chat. Fab 540's here. Tanya Maston's here. Quincy in the house. Tanya Prince. Irina and MM are arguing. Pack 93 is here. Joy is here. Ms. Michelle's here. Heaven Sent's here. All the regulars. Be sure.
All the regulars. I love that.
In the new year, we get some new regulars in here, and we keep this baby growing and keep supporting B. Shout out to Phyllis.
That's right. Make sure you tell people to watch this show, even if they can't watch me on Tuesday nights because it's 9:00 here and getting late. They can always go back and watch the episodes. But tell people, tune in to Two Funny Mamas and watch Tighten Up Tuesdays.
Yeah. And
of course, hit me up at Frugal Phlip. Make sure you follow me at Frugal Phlip on Instagram.
Yes.
I'm really trying to do that.
That's right. Look at you. Good job. Keep building that up. And if you want to email frugalphlip@gmail.com if you have any questions. All right, B. Tight show tonight, just like your hair. Yeah. It's looking good.
I told you my nephew was like, damn, Aunt Bev, you snatched the shit out of that. I'm like, oh, when you start talking to your auntie like that, little bastard. But he was right. I did snatch it up. It is kind of tight. But anyway, yeah, shout out to my little mohawk. I shaved it down. I didn't shape it up yet. My arm got tired. And then he right, because I was snatching this up and this arm is tired. It's the wore out arm. So I couldn't. And once I got done, Chris, I was like, so much for a shape up and aligning. I can do that tomorrow. That's anyway.
Right. Moving forward,
before I get into all my other stuff, I, of course, have to give my CashApp report, the battle, really quick. And I ain't even going to say it's a battle. I say that every week. Brenda, Miguel, Phyllis, Verna, Cheryl, Monica, Michelle, Natalie, and Laura H. Miguel is always the reigning winner, considering that he CashApped 4 times. Yes, on the 28th, the 31st, today at 2:05 p.m., and today just now. So he's hard to beat, but Phyllis is right behind him. Shout out to her and Verna for CashApping last Saturday and Sunday for Tuesday. I like how they do that, and they were like, oh, it's for the cat scat. And the name of the dance is the cat scat. Stray cat scat.
Stray cat scat. Not the feral cat scat.
Stray cat strut is the stray cat scat. It's like, I got to do that for them. But shout out to them who are constantly trying to be the first to cash at me.
Love that.
Like I said, Feature Boy Miguel. I need to talk to John, and I haven't yet, so that we can get Brandon's shirt. And then, Lynn with her crazy butt talking about we need to move on past Brandon's shirt and pick another winner.
might have a point at this point.
Lynn might have a point. But if John doesn't have what he needs to have in terms of his transparencies to release Brandon's shirt, because it's been so long. And what I do is when I contacted everybody, like when their shirt was coming out, I would reach out to them like a month before and say, make sure you have the transparencies or whatever John needs to print it. I've been reaching out to him. Like I said, I haven't gotten in touch with him. If John tell me he ain't got it, we just won't have another shirt. You know what I'm saying? It will just, whatever. We're going to have Quint. We're going to keep on with the Picassos. I'll release everybody's shirt again for a final run. Just to make sure people got them. And we're moving on to the sweatshirts and the smokers shirts.
I love it.
And yeah, that's what we got to focus on. So hopefully Brandon was listening, Brandon Smith. So if not, I don't know what else to do other than email you again. If I don't get a reply, we got to keep it pushing, brother.
You've done a lot. We love it. Thank you to Brandon for participating, but time's running out.
So somebody in the comments last week said something about doing episode 69 as a Fish Nasty Friday. Like, I can't remember.
Funny. Yeah.
I can't remember what they wanted me to do for that.
Something along those, yeah. Maybe we just give a fish recipe and some romantic advice from you.
Oh, is that what it is? Like, I explained what Fish Nasty Friday is about?
I think so. Make it a special Fish Nasty Friday episode, and now you can't be naked. Maybe it's you and Dennis and a couple towels going over your favorite fish recipe and coach people through the evening.
What does that have to do with Tighten Up Tuesday?
I think you have built a legend, and it's known as Fish Nasty Friday, and people want more of it.
Well, you know what? That might be a good episode. The only thing that we do in there frugally and Phlip is like when I make the little tent. Because I told you we'd be dressing up with our robes and act like he's a sheik. I'd be having on my little... And we lay under the tent like we're in Saudi Arabia and eat grapes and cheese. Okay. So I can tell people how to do a frugal
full
Phlip.
Episode of that.
Oh. I ain't doing no full episode of that bullshit. I love Fish Nasty Friday. You're supposed to be doing more than making a tent on Fish Nasty Friday. So anyway, I just had to ask, and if they're in the comments, I want to know who asked me that.
I don't remember. It was a good question. Everybody's laughing. Oh man, everybody's into it. Let's see. That's hilarious. Fab 540's accusing Miguel trying to claim donations on his taxes.
I ain't mad at him.
Oh my!
I gotta write it off on mine, so somebody got to get some money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Monica and Claire are laughing. Oh boy, Kathy's laughing. Everybody's in for it. Sick in the head's having a good time. Kiana Maria says, "Wait, what?" Yeah, this is how it works.
Yeah. They must not have heard about Fish Nasty Friday. Talking about wait, what? Well, Chris, I'm giving a shout out really quickly because we got our brief and bake coming up. I set the date. I'm actually going to do it while I'm in St. Louis for January 18th. So if Andy wants to throw that up, you can check it out. It's going to be at 7 p.m. I'm actually going to be in St. Louis on that date. It's a Wednesday. I know. We show the next slide, photo, PNG, whatever you want to call it. These are the people on the list. Leanne Hudson, Andrea Stockton, Janine Gonzalez, Sharitha Jones, Carlotta Cook, Beverly Parker, Angelique Love, Penny Pickler, Beverly Russell, Laila Morris, and Ashley Johnson. And remember, I always have that extra spot down there for whoever I pick who's going to send me their 10-can project.
There it is.
If you did it, I hope you did. If you didn't, I got another cute little project I'm going to show people next week, by the time that comes up, that they can definitely do within a week. And if I see some cute ones, you get picked to be on the brief and bake. Other than the people that's going to hit me up and say, "Oh, B, can I be on the brief and bake?" I get the emails on the sideline. Wasn't the song
the
good?
pull aside, yeah. You're on here. Your mom, on the side, your dad. They go to dad and say, "Hey, I didn't do what you needed me to do."
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, "Can I please be on?" But there are some people that know they have an open-ended invitation, so I may invite them to be on, may not, but they always know to be ready. Stay ready.
That's right.
So you don't have to get ready.
Don't forget it.
So next week I'm planning to do the CashApp report, year end.
Well, there you go.
And then the whole year, and you know how long that takes. So I'm basically going to just do that, and then I have a feature. Hopefully he'll be ready for next week, but I'll announce that later. So I'll just do the feature next week, and then our CashApp report, because it's fun. It's a lot of work. And since I have to do the year-end report,
You're on top of things, B. That's why people love it.
I'm trying to do what I can. So there you have it. Well, let me get my quick, before I had this flash. Shout out to Antonia and her flash rag. Then I'm going to get on up and do my Cash App dances.
It's about time. People. What do you got?
Antonia, now that I know that she's an avid runner, she's actually on her way back. I think she's from Ohio. And if I'm wrong, correct me, lady, but she might not even be back yet. She's just in New York City doing a midnight 4-mile run.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's on her way back home.
Antonia's always sending it. Yeah. She's staying busy with your flash rags.
Busy with the flash rags. Now, see, I think she's trying to run. She's running up behind Mark in terms of being an ambassador. Because remember, she had the ones when she was at the pool. The first one's when she was working out. Between her and Lynn, they got a lot of flash rag. They jumping around with them. So that's what I'm talking about. The more you out and about with your flash rags, the more people see them and be like, "Oh, that's cute. Where you get?" Because the colors pop, and most people aren't used to seeing people just with a rag. So it's intriguing to be like, "Oh, why you got a dope
trend
rag?"
setting? Yeah,
you trend setting. So when they read them, they be like, "Oh yeah, I got to get me a pack of those." Believe me, I know they moving. Thank you, Jesus. God is good all the time. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? So on that note, before I read Maya's card, let me go and get some Cash App dances. You know I owe him at least the cat scat to Phyllis.
Oh wow. Saturday. We've got the cat scat and it's not even 8:22 Central. Look at you.
What? Emmy Reyes, Kathy Lafer, Cheryl Murrow. Oh. All the people in the
That's right. If you like what you see, if you like the straight cat scat, hit up B-Phlat. She brings this to you free each and every week. Keep the coins in her pocket and it'll help her keep this thing moving as she grows it. And maybe it's a TV show. Maybe it's a feature film one day. What's that?
Get your leg ready. Get your knee ready.
Get it loose. Won't he will, says Heaven Sent. Ms. Michelle's dancing.
Get your ass.
Natasha HJ, Happy New Year to everybody. Natasha, if you haven't watched in a while, this is the Stray Cat Scat. It's her new dance. She does this for all the Cash Appers. MM's dancing, you know it. Antonia says, thanks, MM. It was raining in New York, so I had to do it rain-proof style. Great work, Antonia. Love it.
The cat's there.
It's gone. Off the porch and out of your life. New year, new B. That's right.
Get your ass off my porch.
There it is. That was a great end. No, we're good. That's okay. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, that's when I open the door. I stick my eye at the door. I open it slowly, see if you're on the porch. I'm like, get your ass off my porch.
How do they? Why do they know? Why do they keep coming back? They should know by now.
Because they cross, and then they feel like, oh, let me just stop and chill here before I go and eat over there. You know what they say? You don't shit where you eat or whatever, and they literally don't. They want to be on my spot. They don't go over there and mess up. They come to my spot in the middle. And right. I'm like, no, that ain't gonna work.
Your neighbors feed them, don't they?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's 3 little containers of something out on the porch. Now it's the gourmet food. I'm used to it being in the little can, the little tuna can looking stuff. Now it's like these little orange cute cups. It looked like I want to collect them and make a recyclable. To tell the truth. I was like, oh, I'm kind of cute. But the point is, I'm sick of them cats. That's my nemesis.
You made up a whole dance about it.
Get your ass. I need a shirt that say stray cat scat.
Well, I know a guy.
One leg up like this.
Just a leg and a cat running the other direction. Oh, man. Well, Natasha says, Chris, I watch every week. I just haven't made a comment in a while. Well, thank you for watching every week. GT Davika, hey, family, good night. Ms. Michelle telling Davika good night. MM smoking. Surprise. Lena says B is crazy.
I am crazy. I'll be glad when I get a check. No matter certified or undeniable. Either way, I'm going to get a check. Mm-hmm. So tonight's card, courtesy of the Guiding Light Guru, is do the opposite. Feeling stuck? Switch up your routine. Say yes to things you normally would say no to. What is no longer working is dead. Nothing new can come into your life if you stay in your comfort zone. I'm going to say that again. Nothing new can come into your life if you stay in your comfort zone. And that is the truth. Thank you, Maya.
Keep it up, Maya.
Yeah. I need that kind of motivation. And I'm glad I'm spreading this out because other people say they like when I read those. They need that. Everybody needs a little push, a little inspiration. I'm thankful I have this show and a great husband and just love around me that keeps me motivated. But everybody don't have that. So I feel like if I can spread a little bit, give a little bit,
Yeah. Well, hey, you've got Sherri in Atlanta is smokist. So look at you. Spreading the good word.
You see, I got my shirt on because I'm smokers. I'm celebrating New Year. I'm celebrating New Year's all week. And then I'm going to take the Christmas tree. Yeah, New Year all week. And then I'm going to take the Christmas tree down at the end of the week.
Okay, that works. Why not? Enjoy it.
I'm going to do it at the end of the month. Try to keep me cheerful. But you know what? I'm in the spirit. I don't need no tree to keep me cheerful. I'm going to take it down and just stay motivated.
I believe it. You're on it. Let's go.
All right. Well, let me do my DYK while I'm having a quick flash.
Poor DYK. Let's get the flash time. What do you got today, B?
I have Paul Johnson. And Paul Johnson, unfortunately, I couldn't find a photo of him. But I found some good information. I had to do some good research. And I'm glad I found this. He invented the first version of protective eyewear. So like the goggles that we wear in plastic, like when you're working out. Yeah, and I was like, this is something that I should know, or at least need to know in terms of being a DIYer and needing to wear protective glasses. So shout out to Brother Paul Johnson. The history of protective eyewear goes back to a man named Paul Johnson. In 1880, Johnson invented the first protective eyewear, which improved upon the eye protection that would be used by firemen, furnacemen, as well as others who were often exposed to intense light and those with poor eyesight. However, these glasses did not provide impact protection, as Johnson's design only consisted of 2 layers of a semi-opaque cloth. So if we're looking at this patent in the design, I'm assuming that those lenses were an opaque cloth. You know what I mean? Like probably like a gauze, like the thin. Yeah, just so it can keep
like a barrier. Yeah,
you got to start somewhere, because I'm thinking like it can't be thick, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see. But hey, he started somewhere, so shout out to your boy Paul Johnson.
Look at Paul.
With the 2 last names.
Everybody loves you, DYK, as normal. Fab 540 has a good question. Did we see your tree? Did we see your tree, B?
I did take pictures of it. I didn't post it yet. I was gonna actually use my tree for Christmas cards. But then I figured since I was doing my Get Your Day Started and dancing in front of it, I thought people saw my tree.
Oh, there you go. You can go to B's Instagram.
Yeah, but I guess I'll post a picture of my tree next week.
It's
really cute. It was just red and white. I've never had like a red and white tree. I always wanted my tree to match the living room colors. And ain't no red in the living room. So, and Dennis was like,
that's surprising.
He said, we should have a red Christmas tree. I was like, you know what? You're right.
You do it.
Never had one. I do different shades of the colors that are in the living room.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, nobody's.
Like
yes.
All right. Well, since we've been talking about Daphne's Frugal Flip, shout out to Kathy Lafer who donated last week, which brought our goal. Yes.
Sorry, I have to. This is an interesting comment.
What?
Bianca the optician. Oh my gosh, I love the eyewear segment. Thanks, B. And the optician tuned in for the eyewear segment. Beautiful. Okay, go ahead.
I thought it was optometrist.
Maybe she just does maybe she fits glasses or something. Maybe it's like fashionable glasses.
Okay.
I assumed it was kind of a
I'm glad you
name.
tuned in. It obviously that was kismic energy. Isn't that what they say?
I think they do.
Oh.
Shout out to Kathy for giving money, you said, I believe.
Yes. She donated last week to Daphne's Flip, which brought us to we're at $1,300. $1,317. Y'all know we're trying to raise $2,500 so we can get there. So I set a date for the first weekend in April, the 6th. Well, I have to get in early. The actual date of the flip would actually be the 8th and the 9th. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. And Daphne's just confirming up everything and she's going to let me know. But hopefully that'll be our week in that we can get down there and get going. Because I've already started pulling out like people that I know in Dallas that own restaurants. My boy at Egusi, I'm going to make sure I hit him up. My boy Sid. Yes. In Grand Prairie, just so I can get caterers and, get that whole process rolling. And we've already had a couple people want to donate objects and things that they're making, different crafts. And of course, we have Sandra Roney down there already who was like, when is the date? I want to make sure I'm there. Don't miss it.
That's so nice.
So we have people. Yeah, so I just have to make sure Daphne has enough help and if she's willing to accept more help, but her project is a big project.
Right.
And I want to make sure we do have enough help. So that is definitely going to be the challenge. Because that's the thing, like after I sit and kind of write down my notes, I have to like literally look at everything. And it's funny because when I'm doing these flips and I'll show her pictures because I had to reevaluate a lot of things. I look at the small things like sockets, baseboards, the rug, how the rug might be adhered to the floor because she has like a piece of flooring. I was like, I wonder what's under the rug. If it's the same as that. So when I start reevaluating, it's like you have to go back in and take more pictures and start showing me things in depth before I can say, okay, this is the design I want to go with.
Right.
Right. Because, I'm going to show 7 photos of Daphne's Flip and I'm going to kind of give out some details and some things that I'm talking about. It's just 7 quick photos.
Cool.
So initially, I had told people I'm not messing with the structure of the front door. I love that door. It's just nice. I like the integrity of the design on it. It's really nice. I don't want to mess with it. But Daphne's ceiling's kind of like Tiana's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dealing with 2 different people. They're vaulted like on a slant at an angle. So in terms of me like separating and doing different things and hanging things from the ceiling, I don't want to do that again in her space as I did with Tiana's. because of the issue with like if it rains and something comes down, if I screw something up, and and then remember she's in Texas and they do get a lot of tornadoes and stuff like that. Yeah, so I had to start thinking about stuff like that, and that's why I started thinking like I want if there's something under the carpet, or what we're gonna do if we're gonna get a big area rug, or maybe have someone donate one, or I'm not sure if we're like rent. I was looking into different options in terms of like if we're gonna rent a carpet cleaner. So that's why I have to get in like 2 days early to just kind of really do an assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Do like a walkthrough before the day we go out and start buying stuff, and everybody gets there. So yeah, and then the other thing is I really like the windows, but I noticed that like with the blinds and the curtains, to me that's a lot, but I really think that because I like the light in that dark room, I would want to do some window film. No curtains, no blinds or anything, but still let the light be able to come through and them be able to still see out, but people not see in.
Got it.
Because those are the only 2 windows in that big space, and with that dark, we were lighting all of that wood up. But like I said, I have to really rethink my challenge in terms of the ceilings.
Daphne says there's cement under the carpet.
Oh, okay.
I want to know where they keep all the cattle.
The next photo is funny. I initially thought that I wanted to do like a entryway table on that wall with like a mirror, some shelves, kind of like a catch-all area when you come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe mount the TV over the fireplace. But now I'm thinking about doing that as like a offset of like a settee type of area, like maybe 2 chairs, because Daphne's actually using the other chair that's in the living room as her desk chair. And I want to put those 2 together and reupholster them and reconfigure the living room. And those are things that I have to take into consideration when I'm dealing with people in general. For example, Daphne's African. So I have to speak with her in terms of her culture and in terms of the thing. Like some people don't like their back to the door. So like if I wanted to move the couch and let it face the fireplace, some people don't like to sit. It's a cultural thing. So, so those are the things I have to work out when I'm thinking about where I'm going to do placement in terms of how her living room is set up. Because it's like when you walk in, the fireplace is there in her office. And you see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to make it cohesive and just make it feel like different spaces within that big area. And it's a big area. But I need to section it without sectioning it. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Okay. So that's why I'm trying to create different areas within like that section.
Well, you've got this one. Sorry, go ahead.
You can show the next photo. And now that's the area I'm going to section off where you really can't see her office space. And I'm going to work from the floor up with dividers. And I'm actually going to show them next week, actually. Once I kind of figure some things out. Because Daphne definitely needs to have her own space and separate from when you walk into the living room and you see her desk. And she definitely needs a desk chair. So, because that chair she's sitting on has to come back into the living room. Mm-hmm. And I want to build a desk off of the wall. So she can work from the wall out instead of having that. Because I'm going to put a divider right there where that desk is.
Beautiful. That'll look great.
Yeah. It's gonna really look nice. And it's not going to be fabric. It's actually going to be like built divider. But just like a screen type of thing that you still can see through. So I'm going to try and keep it with the same, integrity of her French doors.
Yep.
So, but then too, I might use them as a divider. I might take them off and do something different. I'm not sure yet. But I'm also thinking about taking off her cabinets and the dresser drawer fronts and turning them around so that they're flat. And redoing the other side of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just give them an updated, a more polished, sleek look. Because
this is exciting.
it's easy to do stuff like that. It's easy to take the knob off the dresser, take the cabinet fronts off, and just flip it over and let that stuff that's on the outside be on the inside.
Right.
So that's it's great. I gotta do that because that makes it look a little more. The drawers now look dated. So even if we spray painted the current hinges and the knobs and things that she had, flipping the dressers fronts around and the cabinet doors and making just flat, that's easy. Mm-hmm. It would just make it a little more sleeker. And
HR is asking, is B taking a film crew to the Phlip? Yes. It will be filmed.
Yep, and it is going.
That's part of it. Yeah, B is a very transparent about where that money goes. She gets a great deal from. I'm sorry, who's your videographer?
Shantae Tasby.
That's right. Shantae's great and does this B's very transparent. He's hooking her up. So if you all can donate, that's what those cash apps are for. If you just mark it as going to Daphne. So I give Daphne a little trouble, not much. It's been a lot of praise, but Daphne's wonderful, helps out B a ton behind the scenes. So if you all enjoy the show and enjoy B being able to be organized enough to do the show, and you got a couple bucks you want to send her way, CashApp B-Phlat and mark it for Daphne.
It. I'm so looking forward to this. So the next photo, I'm definitely going to be sectioning off and making like a walkway area right into the kitchen where you don't see the cabinet. But I do want to build like 2 bar height stools at the little eatery counter area, paint that area, but still section it off with something that kind of matches her, the bars that she has on her sliding doors, that ironwork. So that's another thing, like her chandelier, like the light fixture, the light fixtures that's hanging in her living room are like,
you can see it up at the top left, or in the middle and then the top left. Yeah.
Right. So I want to stick with the iron, like the wrought iron look, but I want to update it into gold.
Nice.
I want to spray. Yeah. So I'm thinking about doing her door. Like once I get there and see it, and I'm actually going to have Daphne take a picture of it from the outside. Thinking about maybe possibly doing that in gold instead of black. So it can match the idea that I have to separate the kitchen area from the living room. So I have a lot of different ideas based upon what we're working with. So once Daphne and I go through all the stuff that can be flipped, what she wants to flip, she may have some things that people are donating to her. We'll be able to pull it all together. The next photo, I originally did a drawing, and actually we'll just show the drawing, and I'm scrapping it because with her having kids.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen one of these.
Yeah. I don't want to do that wall I really want to use that wall for like shelving, cabinets, storage, maybe building like a really nice catch-all, like a mudroom type area. But you can't see it. Like I want you to be able to like open the door and see it and do like a cool wood design on it. So that's why I have to learn how to use my rotary tools and all the things that Ariel sent me so I can have it down pat by the time I get to Daphne's, because I'm going to be doing a lot of woodwork. And the last photo, that shows you the height of what I'm dealing with. But we are going to have to get up there, so I'm going to have to talk to my man Sid down there. And I think Sid is going to let us use his long ladder.
Bunch of people under 5'9" trying to reach lights is a really good sketch. That's a really good sketch.
To see if he's going to bring his ladder from Grand Prairie and let me use it and a lot of his tools so I can get up there to do what I need to do.
Oh, this makes me so happy. That's so funny. Yeah, make sure you got lines in that budget for step stools.
And I think that's the last photo. Thank you, Andy.
Great work,
well,
guys.
let me show my quick DIY. And I'm rolling through those. And then my feature is my Christmas storage stuff. And how I recycle different things. I'm just moving right along, Chris. It's going to be a tight show.
Tight show.
So for my DIY, I'm asking people to show me what they're doing with their containers because I put mine in my yoga.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So between Sybil's picture, which I made from a canvas and cut out the middle and adhered her photographs to the back, I put 2 belts on it. I glued them with Locket. So what you're looking at is where I taped off and painted with acrylic tape. With acrylic paint and just some regular blue painter's tape. And then the next photo shows me fitting the 2 belts that I just looped together around the actual frame. And I ended up cutting off like the tip of the white belt so that I wouldn't have all that extra, the belt hanging off. So I cut it off and glued it down, and same way with the top. So the next photo shows me using, I use Miss Myrna's leftover cement glue. And you see how
shout out to Miss Myrna.
I have my clips on there, just kind of holding it together as it dries. And as it would, dry in certain spots, I would just move the clips around to adhere the belt to the frame. So the next photo just shows it actually hanging in my yoga room. Now I've already sent a picture to Sybil. I tagged her in it so she can see how dope her 2 photographs look in my yoga room. And then the next photo just kind of shows a side angle, a close-up, and more of a side angle of the belts. And it was a lot of work because the glue was messy. So I ended up having to go back and repaint. And then I actually had to paint the black around the belt just to make sure everything was perfect. But it looks really nice hanging in my yoga room. So I painted the colors, the opposite, the color of what the belt is on the inside. So that black belt, it was like a brown color on the inside. So it's like a floating frame. And when you see it, you could see the brown. Same way with the white belt. On the inside, it was white. So I was like, let me paint that side white. And keep in both black, obviously both black belts were lined in black. But I ended up painting them again because I got paint on them. So the next photo shows how I mounted my recycled containers to the wall. And I keep my incense, my matchsticks, and then I put little fake flowers and eucalyptus in my other canisters on the outside. But yeah, I just wanted a little spot close to where I'm always lighting my candles. So all of those jars that are on my yellow table are recycled something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a recycled something, an old used something. Everything that I use and in my yoga room is a recyclable. And that's why I wanted to make sure I pointed out in the next picture. People remember we did the propagator made with the...
Look at all that work that is
I have like the styrofoam.
Great work, B.
I made CDs on the wall just for decorations. Just you see the little mini blind I cut to put inside where I keep a lot of my yoga stuff because I don't want to look at it. I don't like eyesores. So my next project is to make something to cover out of wood my radiator. And I'm so looking forward to that project. It's going to be a nice woodworking project. And then, as you can see, I want all of that to match my yoga room, my yoga wall, which started out with, because I didn't want to paint it. So I just put all those CDs up on it and stuck a piece of styrofoam up on the wall to make a little floating shelf for my yoga statue. And there you have it. That was my DIY.
I love it. B, looking good. Inspirational as always. Everybody in the comments is impressed. Espera says great ideas. Fab540 loves them. MM ordered some food, so that's exciting. And Antonia's heaping praise on you. So there it is. Everybody's happy. Surprise, B. Everybody loves your work.
So look at these. You see these now? Bleach containers.
Please don't drink out of those.
Right. Simply lemonade containers. They're empty now. We'll be on the lookout for the Frugal Flip page and see what is done with these. Next week, I will be showing you a project that we all can do together with bleach containers. Everybody needs them in their house. It's a surprise. Make sure
they're not just for poison. They're not just for poisoning feral cats.
Not at all.
What were you saying, B?
You know, I do make other concoctions other than ones for poisoning cats.
Sure you do.
I don't poison cats, Chris. I just put stuff out there they might not like.
That is, if it contains more than 3 ingredients off the back of a rat killer poison container, then that is considered poison. Okay.
I don't poison cats. All I do is put stuff out they don't like. That's my disclaimer. So,
oh my gosh. Hey, before we go on, this is super important from behind the desk. Andy, we did it last week, but another shout out to Irina from Key and Andy and Grace, who's now working at a different place, but still obviously love Grace. But big shout out to Irina. There you go. I didn't want to forget. So there it is. Thank you for the wonderful gifts to those folks. And thanks for me.
Before I do my Flats feature, I'm featuring how to store frugal ways to store your Christmas gifts. I mean, like Christmas decorations, things you might keep, save for next year, recycle, or however you're going to reuse them. You know I got to do some CashApp dances, Chris.
I love it.
Cheryl and Laura H. and Clarissa and Denisha and Sherri Kelly.
Wow. Hey, Stacy's in the process of setting up her yoga room, loves the ideas. Cheryl's mad at me for suggesting you might poison the cats. I think you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yes, right. You know the BPhlat don't play.
I mean you. Oh man, we're just having a good time. Dancing. Oh, the married. No. Look at this. You all sent the money. B's dancing for you. She says thank you to you. And look who made it into the room.
Mary Jane. Oh, go. Oh, shit. When Key make it in the room. Dang.
I love it. You have to see the pure joy in Key's evil heart. That she is just loving it.
Jane, don't get loose.
That knee is flexible tonight. Key's bringing it here in St. Louis, making up for me not participating. Great work, everybody. Ms. Michelle says hey to Key. Everybody's excited to see Key. MM proposing to Key. I'm calling it now. Pack 93 loves the Scat Cat. M. Gabrielle Smith-Tobin says hey, Key. Irina's saying go Key. Antonia's saying go Key.
I like when Key slide through.
It's a monumental moment. Key's always appreciated. If she can come in and steal the show, I'm into it.
Well, Chris.
Oh, how formal.
Yes, Christopher.
Can I call you? Can I call you Beverly?
Yes, as long as you don't call me Diane.
I told you I backed off of calling you Beverly. I upset somebody.
I'm about to show people
please, Ezerate. Go ahead. Anybody can make jokes. Ezerate says, keep that same energy, Chris, when folks joke, in quotes, I don't know why you had to quote that, about poisoning dogs. Well, if there's a bunch of feral dogs and they come up to a comedian who says funny stuff all the time about chasing the cats away, and it's appropriate, and it's kind of silly to think about a poison thing getting let out, yeah, go ahead. Sorry if it offended you.
Chris, but you know there's no such thing as feral dogs.
Oh, they get taken care of pretty quick, and it ain't poison. People just shoot them.
Right. They coming to get a dog. They ain't coming to get cat.
Yeah, that's too bad.
No, it is too bad, but they ain't got to come get them because I got something for them. This is
what I'm saying. That's where the joke's at, Ezra.
That being said, I'm going on the one screen, Chris.
Please do. I need a break.
So Andy can let the people see how I store my Christmas decorations. Now, the funny thing is I'm not done. Obviously, I haven't taken the tree down, but I only have this one bin, and it's really light. Like if I can pick it up like this, believe me, it's super light. But as you can see, I have Christmas marked, like I think on all sides. So that when I put it back under these steps, I know exactly what's in it, and even on the lid. So I don't keep a lot of stuff, but because like I like to recycle it. For example, I like to stage things under the tree. So last year when I showed how to make Christmas decorations out of natural things like leaves and leftover things that we had, this was made out of leftover wrapping paper we just flipped on the other side. This is the other side of the wrapping paper. And then I folded it this way to make it look like a ribbon. But I like to stage certain things to make it look full under the Christmas tree, to make it look Christmassy. So certain things I do keep. So this is something that I'll keep. And what I may do is change out the color depending on what color I'm going to use for my Christmas next year. And I may change out the color here. But other than that, that's why I tell people, well, I don't know if people get a lot of mail like I do, but that's why I have this ball of rubber bands, because it totally comes in handy for keeping things together. So all the Christmas bags that were under my tree, I fold them back up, and you see I put the rubber band around them, and I keep them. Some of them are plain. They don't necessarily have to be used for a holiday. They could be for a birthday or anybody's, just a regular gift. And same way with the wine bags. I had wine. If I didn't give away a bag, or if somebody gave me a bag, believe me, I'm keeping the wine bag. So I keep all the stuff together in a rubber bag, and I just slid those inside there just like that. So they fit right inside my little bin. Now I try to keep all my stockings, and I'll just show you how they're stacked in here, together. When I put them back the way I take them out. So this is our teal set of stockings. This was the Christmas skirt, and then the white stockings. So I just throw these back in here. The red stockings with the red skirt. And then this is Dallas Cowboy stocking. So I'm super ghetto. I don't care. Y'all know I'm frugal. I take the ribbons right off the gifts and put them right back in the pack and wrap it up with a rubber band and stuff it right down in my little Christmas thing. That's just how I do it, because I ain't buying that stuff that people just throw away.
No.
So let me just show you. Exactly. Let me show you real quick. So I'm going to put this right back there. I saved everything. So I was showing people last week how I keep the clear containers. And I'll just show you how I use. So this is like this was a Christmas card my stepmom sent, and I love it. It's like a little globe that stands up. If you can, you can't really see it. It stands up and then it goes flat. So I keep it. And this is how I keep the ornaments. This is 2 Starbucks cup around the ornament. You see the ornament in there. I don't want that to get broken. So that's why I put them. I told you, start collecting these coffee. What are these called, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
What do you call them? Like the coffee?
That'd be a sleeve, a drink sleeve.
The drink sleeve? Yeah. Collect the drink sleeves if you want to wrap up your ornaments and keep your nice ones protected. So that's what I have in here. And I'm going to put this back. And then I also use the drink sleeves. So this is all my other little stuff I like to put back, but it's heavy, so I can't have it around my ornaments. But I put the drink sleeves around the candles so they won't be bumping into each other when they're inside of this bin. Things that I know I'm going to put back under the tree next year. We've been having these candy canes for years. I'll never open them. I'll just always stick them back under the tree. But like I said, this is the kind of heavy stuff. Same way with the little thing that you put on the mantle to hang your stocking on. These things, this probably weighs about 2 or 3 pounds. This isn't the kind of stuff you want around your delicate ornaments or bumping around when you have it stored away. So when I put it back under these steps, like I said, I put this in there and different things in between it. So when it's packed, as you can see, I can move these this stuff isn't going to move around in this box. Well, in this bin at all. And I didn't even get to wear these this year, Chris. See my look.
Well, it's not too late. You're still celebrating this week.
Oh no, it's new year. I'm on a whole nother level. I'm on a new level. So yes. Now see, that was quick, Chris. You can't beat that with a baseball bat.
I certainly wouldn't.
And as I break my tree down and show how I started that, I think I'm the only person that still has a black Christmas tree. People be like, where you get a black Christmas tree from? Walmart.
There it is.
13 years ago. So yes. So it's easy for me to just slide this stuff right back under my steps, those three things, and then when I take the tree down and the rest of the ornaments, it'll all go into this one bin. Where's my rag? I'm gonna put glistening. Oh goodness.
Trusty flash rag there for you.
Trusty, and you know it. But I've seen people. I'm gonna show people how to store the lights when they take them off the tree. Here's a
good one from Conversations with Dr. Kim J. I recycled a large popcorn can I received for Christmas to hold my strings of light.
There you have it.
That's great.
But see, I'm going to show you how to keep when you take a lot of times people's strings, even though they put them all in one thing, they still get tangled up. I have a cool way that I keep my lights. And I think I have 3 different strands from getting tangled up when I take them off the tree. So I'm going to have to do that live to show you how to fold it, like how I roll it up. Because that is the worst. Because people spend hours on the floor untangling lights.
Right.
And then half the time they don't work.
It's huge pain.
Most of the time messing the bulbs up, trying to get them untangled. And then you like plug it in, see if it works. Plug it in.
Right.
So that gets old. So yeah, it's tedious. I have to do it every year. But like, think about it. You only got to do it once a year. So I'll show you a quick way. Keep your lights separate and all the other stuff when you break your tree down. A lot of people get real trees. I never deal with them. I'm just going to show you how I box up my little tree and keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it.
Very helpful, B. Everybody's loving it.
Thank you. Next week's feature is a gentleman named Frank Kelly from Monroe, Louisiana, who does these amazing. He sent me so much nice stuff. I just wanted to show this one. And he reached out to me in terms of featuring on the show. And then I also have another feature after him. Of course, Miss Angela Reyes, who does the wonderful wristlets. She's a seamstress. So I'm getting back to featuring people.
We need to. You need that. We need some guests. That's right. You're going to do it right in the new year.
Exactly. So he will be, if everything works out, he should be on next Tuesday to talk about his work. And like I said, he sent me some amazing stuff. And I just wanted to throw out a tease. So make sure we tune in and check out Mr. Kelly's work. And don't forget, if you did the recycle container project, please send me your pictures so I can pick somebody to be on the brief and bake for January 18th. That's in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Make it happen, people.
Guess what?
What?
You know what time it is.
It's 9:01 p.m. Central Time.
It's Irks and Works. And you know what's happening. Ask Chris Deasy. So
get your Ask Chris Deasy's ready.
Yes, and guess what? Since it's New Year's, a new year, I'm doing something new. I got 2 Irks and Works and 2 Ask Chris Deasy.
2 of them. Wow.
2 yes.
Okay. So I'm listening.
Well, let me go with my Irks and Works first.
What you got?
It's funny because let me put my glasses on. This one came in from Sharissa in Atlanta. D-Mac in the house. And she sent it to me. She was like, you ain't like my Irks and Work? You ain't read it last week? I was like, oh shit, I'm just now checking it today. Please forgive me. I have to pull my pants up. Okay. I don't know where my weight is going. It's leaving with the hot flash water. My pants don't nothing
melting away.
Yeah. Melting away.
I got the opposite problem.
Okay, so this is from Picasso D-Mac. She's irked by people, number one, people who have their signal light on forever and forget that it's on.
Mm-hmm.
So the work is to turn the shit off. Just turn it off.
Thank you. It's very simple.
Thank you.
And a great irksome works. Yeah.
Once you take like 20 minutes later to realize the shit is on, then you be like, oh, turn it off. And then she said,
every time to, sorry, go ahead.
Two is the same folks who move from the slow lane to the fast lane and still doing 20.
Yeah.
So you already know what the work is for that. Stay in your lane.
In all aspects of life.
I'm one of them. When you driving like that, when I ride up on you, I'll be looking dead over at your ass.
But I find that
I'll pass you up. Yeah. Like, get out of there. Like, yes. Like,
I'll be momentarily mad, but then you'll pull around and it's maybe somebody who's a little older or looks like they might not be having the best time, and you just got to keep pushing.
Do like my grandma do. Don't switch lanes.
Just don't lock it in. Okay.
Where do old people have to go, Chris, that they got to get on the highway? The older they get, the smaller their circle is. Everything be in a damn neighborhood. My grandma don't go no more than like 10 blocks from the house. So that's her driving range is right there.
Maybe they like a little wind in their hair.
I ain't talking to your ass.
I'm just trying to get B upset.
I'm like, Lord, I'm with her. Old people, I don't know where you going on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
When you 90 years old by yourself, I'm sure there was a road you could have got on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Ezra 8 has the works. Get off the highway. Yeah, there's back roads you can take in many cities. Conversation with Kim J. I do the same thing. Kiana's laughing. Yeah.
Here's your girl B Squared always got something for you. If it ain't an irksome work, you got to ask Chris Deasy.
There it is.
This week she has an irksome work. She says she's irks. But this irk. Once a flight has been abruptly canceled, people start losing their minds and manners with the airline staff.
Wait, start over? That. Wait, this is irk and work?
Yes, this is her irk. She's irked by people that start losing it with, like, more or less, like, with things that the airline staff can't control.
Yeah. Like when B needs to fly to St. Louis and she can't make it.
I wasn't at the airport. I was just on the phone for 3 days.
That's accurate. Sorry, back to it. Basically, don't be mean to people.
72 hours. Shit. So the work is approach the gate agent by being calm, collective, and courteous with your interaction to secure another flight. Then slip them a $20 bill as a thank you. Well, go ahead on, B. Go ahead on, B Squared.
That's a positive attitude.
But you know what? I agree with her because just like I said, when I cleaned up the bathroom on the flight to LA, and they was like, girl, because the lady had put her gloves, they was like, what was that you use? It smell good here. I was like, one of my wife. I told you, they hooked me up. All you gotta do is be nice. They was like, what you want to drink? You want something else to eat? They was like, you want a box? You want a fruit box? You want some? I was like, hell yeah. I was like, I'll take one of them little cheese trays.
Yeah, you've been eyeing something. I know you.
Cheese tray. Yeah. So if you just, I agree with her on that. I ain't slipping nobody no $20. But I do believe in remaining calm, and I'm always nice, and I clean up, I wipe stuff down. I'm just courteous like that. But like they say, it gets you a long way. Being nice gets you a long way.
Oh, general politeness will take you places. So many people are just god awful that if you're just generally nice, it works out. It makes you less stressed too.
Thank you. So before I do my Chris Deasy, go and play the music. I'm going to do my CashApp dance for Antonia and Kathy.
This appears to be an important moment in Ask Chris Deasy. Stacy wants you to say hello to her 6-year-old Trey B.
Hey, Trey B.
In the house. Thanks for coming on, Trey.
You better be in LA, Trey. It's 10 o'clock.
Trey sounds like a cool kid.
Chris, you don't remember this dance from St. Louis. This is before your time. I don't know.
What is it? I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, start throwing at me. Come on, like freaks of the industry. You don't know about that digital underground.
Look at you, B. Just giving it back to the people. One beautiful dance move. So you got the rhythm.
Oh, but you know I can't do the cupping.
Oh, no. You still got it. You're on it.
Oh, I can't do that.
That's okay. That's all good. All right. Oh, goodness.
I ain't got no rhythm like that. I don't know how to move sexy. I'm just trap dancing. You know, I just trap it.
You bring it. Ask Chris Deasy. It's your auntie's favorite segment. What do you got, B?
Air banger.
Is that how you do when you listen to Nickelback?
Yeah.
I'll never forgive you all for admitting how many of you liked Nickelback on this show. I thought so much better of you.
A lot of people like Nickelback. Chris, you'd be amazed at what I listen to.
I've got an idea at this point.
No, I listen to all kind of music. Country music. All kind of stuff. Well, let me get my Ask Chris Deasy's. All right, so are you ready? The first one is, have you heard the phrase, why she all up in my mouth?
No, I don't know if I have.
Have you ever heard somebody say, why she all up in my mouth?
All up in my mouth.
All up in my mouth.
Is that just too deep in your business, asking too many questions?
Yeah, that means like they ear hustling. And like they might write me in your face, like if you talk, like say you have a conversation and somebody just kind of think, they'd be like, why is she all up in my mouth? Like, why is she all up in my business?
Yeah, I would have picked like if you would say that, and it was that, and I witnessed the behavior, I would have picked up on it, bam, real quick. I pay attention to that stuff for sure.
So if you ever hear somebody say that, Chris, they probably talking about you. If you ever hear somebody say, why he all up in my mouth?
I won't.
That means quit looking at him. That means quit looking at him.
We had Alicia asking if there's a new TFM this week. Yes, there is. Brand new. Sherri and Kim, Two Funny Mamas. Do you have another one, or do you want one from the comments?
Yes.
What you got?
I was pulling it up, but I think okay, you ready? So this one, it came in from Natalie Milligan. It's actually a good one. And it's two parts. First, it says, Chris, if you had to choose a 70s or 80s Halloween costume, what would it be?
We'll just pretend I'm in really good shape, and I'll go late 70s, and I'll just be Rocky. That came out in like 1978 or 79. I like the 70s part. That's more fun. You think 80s?
So you would be Rocky. That means on Halloween you would run outside with just your shorts on.
I said I'd have to be in a certain physical shape. Yeah. The only problem is if you wear, no, you could wear the gray sweat cut off or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, you could wear that.
Like a headband.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be Rocky. Okay.
Yeah. I like the 70s stuff. Yeah, that's more fun. You can do kind of like you could do a necklace. You could do the sideburns, the glasses. I like that. 80s, yeah, it's fun too, but between the two, I'll go 70s.
Okay.
There it is.
Well, that was my question. That wasn't for me. And then for me, she says B-Phlat. Have you ever worked in an art museum? If you had the opportunity to curate for a museum, which museum would you work for and what would you want to curate? I have worked in an art museum. I have curated several. Yes. I used to work at Sherri Art Gallery when I first moved here. And it was an Indonesian art gallery, and I curated a few. Actually, I was responsible for all of the pieces that came through, setting them up in our gallery showings and openings and things like that. When I first moved here, I used to work at the art museum. And at Moore College of Art, I used to teach ceramics at Moore College of Art as like an intern type of thing, part of my work study. And I used to work, because I wanted to be the curator of the art museum, but you have to have a law degree. and that's why I came to Philadelphia to get a master's in arts administration and MBA and it was a JD MBA program between Temple and Drexel for arts administration, because in order to be a curator of a museum like the Louvre, you have to know the legal terms. You don't have to be a lawyer, but you got to know what they're talking about when you're acquiring acquisitions that are priceless. Like some things they can't even put a value on. So like if a Cezanne show comes here or Picasso, some of those things they can't value the value of the total show, and they put it in this writing that a curator has to understand, so they won't be responsible if something happens to that painting from the time that it leaves wherever it's coming from. So that's one thing people don't know about art. You're responsible from where it's shipped from, not when it get to you.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah. From the time that it leaves, wherever it came. So if something happened to the shit in the shipping, you're responsible for that. So yeah, I used to do all of that. I've done it before and I used to love it. It's too much work. It's stressful.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Ask Chris Deasy. Great segment.
Ask Chris Deasy.
That's right.
So Chris, the only thing I have left to show is my flyer for the 19th. And I'm so glad that show is almost selling out. And we're at the point we're about to add another show.
Yes. If you're in St. Louis or you feel like coming out, we moved the show thanks to the Southwest Airlines catastrophe. We've got a show Thursday, January 19th. B couldn't come. She was on the phone for like 2.5 days, 3 days, just dealing with a mess. So thanks to B for making it happen still. She's got a flight. She's not taking Southwest. 3524 Washington. That's just down the street from Midcoast Media. Shout out to Precious J, Tina D-Ball. Both of them are very funny. I think I told you all before, Precious, the Two Funny Mamas fans came up big for her last year whenever she was in a really bad car wreck. But she's very funny. She won St. Louis Funniest in, I believe, 2020. Maybe 2021, I can't remember. And then Tina D-Ball was St. Louis Funniest in 2018. She's currently, when she's done with this, she's just got back from Nashville. She's about to hit a full U.S. tour with Chelsea Lynn. If you all know who Trailer Trash Tammy is, Tina will be on the road with her doing theaters. And you know B's always busy with the political shows and everything, doing for thousands of people. You can see B, Tina, and Precious at our very cool venue up the street, and it's only 100. It's 100 seats. Pack it out. We're about sold out on the first one. We're going to add a second one. So if you're in the area, come out, hang out, have a good time with us at Central Stage.
Oh, Chris, that was just so amazing how you did that. I was just sitting here listening to your radio voice.
It wasn't even.
You got the radio voice. You threw your radio voice.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so
I'm really excited about that show. Like I laugh about that. Precious, she just did a private show. She does these big shows all the time, and to have three of you on, you know, you've got quite the resume, and to have two up and comers in St. Louis that are more than up and coming at this point, they're working their tail off. It's awesome. It's going to be a fun show. Quincy will be there.
Yeah, and Quincy's wearing his shirt. I know Mark gonna wear his shirt. I'm trying to get people to wear their Smokers shirts. I don't even know how many Picassos I got in the Lou in that Belleville, Alton, St. Clair, all of that area of St. Louis. Get your Smokers shirts. Make sure you show out.
Show up and smoke out.
Show up and smoke out. Show out and smoke out.
Don't smoke in the venue. Do it outside, please.
Chris,
I'm not talking about the green room.
We ain't gonna smoke in the building. But outside. Outside is another story.
Now we're talking. Okay.
And look, before Jamie say B get a cough drop, I'll be having them ready. Look,
Jamie, if you're out there, B's got a cough drop.
I got the cough drop ready to go.
B, go ahead.
Yes. Well, Chris, I just wanted to say I'm dancing out for Lynn. She was the last person to Cash App us. And make sure you put in the Cash Apps if you're donating for Daphne's Flip. or anything else, because some people be like, for whatever you want. And you know, whatever you want goes in the category of I'm about to buy some weed. So make sure you specify, because we really are doing great in terms of reaching the goal. And I just want to I'm excited about that. And Dr. Kim, we haven't forgotten about you. You know you're on the list, girlfriend. We just got to get that straightened out with Karen. But other than that, I will see all my Picassos, all my fans, all my loved ones, friends, and family next Tuesday, right here, same time, same bat channel. Y'all know how we do it. Let's go.
New Two Funny Mamas this week on Thursday. Be sure to tune in and make sure you've got everybody subscribed to this channel. Great job, B. Thanks to Andy. Thanks to Key. We'll see you next week, Tuesday night.
That's a workout.
Thanks, everybody.